This man is Louis Le Prince, a French inventor who conducted his groundbreaking work in our fair city of Leeds. Le Prince built and then patented a single-lens camera. It was first used on the 14th of October 1888 to shoot what would become known as the Roundhay Garden scene, the world's first motion picture. Le Prince later used it to shoot trams in the horse-drawn and pedestrian traffic on Leeds Bridge. This man is Thomas Edison, a prolific American inventor. He was Le Prince's competitor and rival in the race to develop the moving image. Edison is responsible for the invention of the nickel-iron car battery, the filament light bulb, the carbon microphone which fit onto Bell's newly developed telephone, and the phonograph. Le Prince had an appointment in New York to unveil his invention to the world, but while travelling from Bourges to Dijon by train, he disappeared between the two stations. Le Prince and his luggage were never seen again. Conspiracy theorists suspect foul play on Edison's part. In 1907, the picture house opened on Briggate, just down the street from where Le Prince had first captured a moving image. It was renamed the Ronaldo in 1927 and was equipped with Leeds' first sound system, but demolished in 1939 to make room for the new Marks & Spencer store. These venues served as a new and exciting means of escapism, an instant portal to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. And in the next few years, many more popped up in the city centre, including the Majestic and the Tower. As the pastime thrived, a Leeds-based architect named J.P. Crawford was hired to design 14 new suburban picture houses, including the Carlton Cinema in Little London. An unassuming little picture house on the end of a terrace row, the Carlton opened its doors on March 29, 1920, showcasing an adaptation of the Dickens novel A Tale of Two Cities, starring William Farnham. A trip to the movies in those days meant a day out. There was the main feature, of course, preceded by the B-picture, and a lower budget or older film. In addition, each of these would be preceded by a cartoon and a news segment. During the war, patrons would attend regularly to learn of the latest developments from the front. Superheroes like Batman, Flash Gordon and the Lone Ranger would appear in serial form, with a new episode screening each month, resulting in a nail-biting cliffhanger every time. During the harder times, particularly the war, the management would accept milk bowls and jam jars as payment for admission. The small jars equivalent to a penny, the larger ones are tuppence. The owner would then take these to the bottle bank in exchange for pennies. One feature of the Carlton, which some of its patrons still have fond memories of, is the double seats on the back row. The removal of a dividing armrest made all the difference, and was responsible for many marriages. Another abiding memory, at least in the minds of the young male patrons, was that of Eunice and Doreen Frost, the local sisters who worked as usherettes. They have been described as bonny and heartbreakers. The success of the Tower Cinema in the city centre led to the formation of the Associated Tower Group, a business which bought up local picture houses and united them under one banner. The Carlton was the first to be snapped up. Then in 1930, the Pavilion in Stanningley. 1934, the Capitol in Meanwood. 1938, the Henley Picture House, which was renamed Cottage Road. 1944, the Crescent. And later, the Lounge Cinema in Headingley. In those days, film reels were toured around the country and passed on from venue to venue. During the 1950s, the city centre major cinemas began holding the films longer, forcing the smaller suburban venues to re-show played-out titles. During the 1960s, attendance dropped due to the accessibility of television sets, and as a result, many picture houses were converted to bingo halls. The Carlton showed its last feature, Every Day's a Holiday, starring John Layton, and closed its doors on the 3rd of April 1965. In the following years, the neighbourhood of council houses was completely demolished, and its residents dispersed. High-rise tower blocks were built in its place, and the close-knit community of Little London would never return. Associated Tower Cinemas, now known as ATC, expanded into bar, restaurant and housing developments and are still thriving. Cottage Road Cinema is still there and is known as one of the longest running cinemas in the country. It has remained open and continuously showing films since 1912 and remaining independently owned for the whole of that time. In 1898, Edison brought the matter of invention to court. Le Prince's son was not allowed to present the camera his father had invented, and the court ruled in Edison's favour. Throughout Europe, though, Louis Le Prince is regarded as the first and sole inventor of cinematography.